This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another amazing Starbound mod spotlight. Today we are taking a look at the Field Generators mod. This mod is awesome. All right, let's get to it. To start off with this mod, you are going to need a wiring station. You're going to go over here to this last tab here, and you just type in field here, and that's going to give you these three items here, or you can just scroll down. I don't think I have any extra mods that are gonna, well, I got the spigot stuff, but yeah, it should be down just a little bit or right there on that main screen. You can find them. They're the field extender, the field generator, or in the field marker. Now, the two that you only really have to have are the field generator and the marker. The extenders just allow you to daisy chain the markers for those really big bases. We take a look at the cost here. The markers, they're going to cost you 100 pixels. The extenders are going to cost you 100 pixels. The generators are going to cost you 1 battery, 3 silicon boards, 10 Durasteel bars, and 1 diamond. Not too bad, not too bad. The diamonds may be a little bit costly, but you can easily grind bosses to get those. Okay, let's go take a look at what all this does and how you use it and what you can do with it and all that good stuff. I have a bunch of stuff set up over here, but we're going to start with the basics. So the basics, this is the field generator console. You can apply protection, which will stop blocks from being broken. You can apply oxygen. You can apply gravity effects, and you can change the gravity here. And you can also hide the generator. If you choose to hide the generator, I don't really like this feature. It creates blocks. I mean, I guess some people might want it. I think the generator looks awesome, and I think it's a nice touch to a base. I really like how it's got like the little green text and it, moves and stuff like that. I think it looks great. I don't know why you want to hide it. And also, if you do hide it, you need to put it in a place where, it's gonna be blocked and it'll be okay. Then you don't mind that there's blocks that you can't walk through. So, off to the side somewhere, something like that. And you can also hide the marker. Oh, this, by the way, this will mimic whatever block you have it on. It looks like dirt now because I have it on dirt. So these little guys right here, your markers, you can highlight over them and activate them with the E button, and that will change them to do the same thing. It'll hide them. There'll be whatever block is behind them. So dirt. There you go. Pretty simple. That's about all those do. This is always going to create a square field. Without the markers, the field is inside this box right here. Just covers just the generator and no place else. If you add the markers, it will actually extend it. So you can see I have one here in this corner, one here in this corner. You could also do this corner and this corner. You only need one of each corner, and that will extend your field outwards. So if I didn't have this one here and I just had this one here, the field would be right here. It would end. And I can demonstrate that real quick. We can actually remove this one here, and if we activate the field, and I have this one to low gravity, you can see right now we're out of the low gravity, and then we cross into it right there. So that gives you an idea of how the field actually works and how you can extend it out. It is always a square, and you cannot have them overlapping, and we'll get into that more in a second here. I can actually show you how to make it not a square if you want it to be in the confines of your base. You're just going to need multiple generators. So like I said, you can change the gravity. You can actually change the gravity down to 0 and clear on to negative if you wish. I just have lower gravity here. The other cool thing about this is you can actually wire it up to switches. So if we put a switch here and we connect it to the blue connection, and we have everything set, you can see right now the button, I can't do anything with the button because it's connected to the switch, and then I can use it that way. Now that it's connected to the switch, we can turn it on and off at will. Okay, let's get into some more complex stuff here. So I have a setup over here, and this is going to demonstrate to you how you can actually have these fields follow the lines of your base. Now, your base is going to have to be square and the fields are always going to be square, but you can split it up a little bit more so your base just isn't covered by one giant square, or you don't have to have an endpoint like all the way out here so you can get a certain spot of your base. Now you have to remember that these fields cannot overlap, and there's actually a slight bug, and I want to demonstrate that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this here marker, and we're going to put it right in line with this one like you see here. Now if I connect it to this one here and we activate these, it will create an overlap. So that one is active now. Now that field comes right across here, but so will this field. So now if I try to activate it, it tells you we have overlapping fields, and that's a no-no. So we're going to deactivate that now, and we're going to pick up this marker, and I'm going to move the marker right here. Now, you would think that these are not overlapping, and you're correct, and this will work, but there's a specific way you have to do it. So we're gonna attach that one to that one. Now, if I activate this one, yep, good, and now I try to activate this one, you can see it says that there's overlapping fields. So we deactivate this one now, and now we're going to activate the bottom one, and then we will activate the top one, and now you can see that the fields are active. So you have to activate them bottom to top, and then they should be good, and there will be absolutely no gap in between the two fields. So now you can see here, and I'm going to use gravity to display all of these effects here. And then we come up here and gravity changes. So I have this one set to, what do I have this one set to? 0 gravity. And then I have this one set to 10 gravity. And now you can see that, and that's the other cool thing too, is you can change gravity throughout your base using this tactic. You can see there, 0 gravity, and back to 10 gravity. Now, the other thing you can do if you don't want to have to deal with that issue of having to do them in a certain order is we can deactivate this field and deactivate this field, and we can just pick up this marker here, and we can leave a 1 block gap between them. If you have a 1 block gap between them, that's just enough space that they will never consider overlapping. So now we can activate that one. We can activate that one, no issues there. And if we do it the other way around, we'll activate this one first, and then we'll activate this one. See, not a problem. So my advice would be just to leave a 1 block gap, and that's why I have this here to demonstrate the line across here, and you can see that there's just 1 block difference between the two, and you don't even notice a difference when passing between it. See? Don't notice a difference at all, and then we'll fall back down. There you go, works perfectly. So you can use this tactic here to map out your base in small chunks, and being that this is relatively inexpensive to make other than the cost of diamond, which like I said, you can grind bosses and get diamonds relatively easily. So yeah, there we go with that. Now let's move on to a little more complex stuff, because I found out some really neat stuff you can do with these. So you can see here, this is it's a little crazy. But don't let it intimidate you. It's actually not as complex as you would think it is. So using multiple generators, you can do stuff like create an elevator shaft that will just shoot you up to a specific floor. So we just hit that, bam, there you go. And I actually have this set so that we can't fall back down. You can see that there's like a little bit of gravity issue there, and then it just pops us up to that floor. But the problem with it is right now is that when you shoot up, you have a bunch of momentum, and are we gonna fall? Let me get out of that there, because that's not how that's supposed to work. Okay, so as I was saying, you have a bunch of momentum, so it just shoots you straight up, and then you fall back down. And as you can see here, if we fall back down the shaft, we don't take any damage. So if we come all the way up here, and I essentially created this so it's somewhat like a cannon. So we're gonna just build this up real quick like this, and then we'll build a little bit of a floor over here, and then we'll build that like that. And I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. I wanted to leave the top off to start with to demonstrate the cannon type effect. So yeah, you can see here we cannot fall back down because of the gravity zone here. And if we get a little bit of a jump momentum, you need that downward force. So when creating an elevator, you're going to have to kind of make it in a way that gives you the ability to jump up and grab enough force to be able to fall back down if you want to create just a single elevator shaft like I'm doing here. So we're going to actually do that now. I'm going to just go through and we'll delete those and we'll build this just a little bit higher here. Okay, so now, and you can see it actually affects blocks too. If we get a good jump, and nope, still not enough. We need to get that downward momentum. So you can see that if I had the elevator moved up just a little bit, so if I change the field to like right about here, we would be able to fall through it. So this will work, but what my advice is yes, you can make an elevator shaft, and I'll show you once again here with this one. We can be shot all the way up out of this and fall back down and not take any damage. So let's land there, and we'll come over here and we'll just fall out of it, and we'll come back in here. And now I'm going to hit this button. We'll shoot straight up like a cannon and then fall back down. And oh, I took damage that time. You should not take damage. Let's try this one more time. So there you go. You can see that the sensor caught me that time and stopped me from taking damage. So we shoot up and then we shoot back down and then we stop taking any type of damage. So what I've done here is I've created 3 different generators. They each have a very specific effect in order to make this thing work. And let's get out of that right now. So here we go. So we have this one set at -150, and that's your initial launch. That's what shoots you up. And then we have this one here. If we deactivate it, it's at -20. And that's what keeps you at the top here if you just walk over top of it. So if we activate that again and we've hit our top floor and we walk over top of it, you can see it just kind of catches us and pushes us back up, and then we can get on that top floor like that. Now this one here is the one that actually catches you and stops you from taking any damage, and it's going to be active right now because of the way that sensor works. So there we go. We actually have to be away from it and has to be deactivated because we have block protection on. So if you're doing this, I recommend removing the block protection from this one so you can deactivate it and activate it at any time, because if block protection is on, you cannot unhook the wiring. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So we have this one at -40, so we're going to hook it back up now. And oh, maybe there we go, and hook it back up. And so that's at -40, and what happens is as you're falling back down the tube, you catch the sensor here, it activates this one, and you can see I have it connected right here and to the one down here at the bottom, and they can actually share. As you can see, these two share this extender right here. This one is connected to it and this one is connected to it. So as you fall back down, then the -40 gravity catches you and stops you from taking any damage. So we're gonna let those sensors reset, and we'll walk over here. We'll demonstrate it one more time. Shoot you up, and then you fall back down. Now you don't have to have this one here. This one here is, like I said, just to catch you if you come over here so you can get back up. You can actually disable that one. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. And a lot of this is all just playing around, and I was in admin mode the whole time so I could see how much damage I was taking, and I just, configured the gravity until it got to a point where I wasn't taking any more damage. Now the other thing you can do is you could create like a platform across here, shoot up through the platform, and then have over here be where you walk off like a secondary shaft to fall back down that actually catches you. And we'll let those reset real quick, and I'll demonstrate that for you. So if let's get that off there. If we shoot up out of here, and then we're just gonna land here. And now if I come over here and I jump down, didn't catch me. This one I found is a tad bit wonky using these sensors like this. So let's try this one more time, see if it will actually catch me that time. There we go. It caught me right at the last second. I think I need to move those up just a little bit more, but you get the general idea. You can use them to buffer your fall damage if you have the sensor set up right. So you can see there, it caught us that time. Had a little bit of issue with these. Yeah, see, it didn't catch me again. If I had these straight across, there we go, it caught me that time. It might actually work a little bit like if I just lined the whole entire thing, or I had less of a range to fall in. Yeah, it did. They just completely didn't catch me. So, I mean, I just more or less wanted to show you this to give you an idea of what you can do with these by creating small little pockets of gravity. You know, you can create elevators with them that just shoot you up to a specific floor, and you can create pockets of gravity that will actually catch you and reduce your fall damage. So if we just right there we go. So if I hit right here, it actually catches all of them. So we can do that again. We can jump all the way up here and we'll get extra high, and oh, it didn't catch me again. You all get the idea though of what I'm trying to show you here. And it is possible, as you saw with this one, we shoot up, we fall back down, and it catches us and we don't take any damage, and you can just, you know, walk out of there. So a bunch of different things you can do with it. You can actually increase these to the point where you can't even jump, so you can stop people from jumping. If we take this all the way down, you can click here too and edit this number as well. So we just set that to like 99999. It maxes out at 1,000. Oh wait, that's not I still had the negative there. You can see there that's what happens if you do that. Now let's actually remove that and activate it. And you can see now I can't even jump. It forces you to stay locked to the ground at that much gravity. So you can have a lot of fun with this, and you can map out very tiny. I mean, as you see here, like I have this one super tiny little shaft that you can use as an elevator shaft. So you can have tiny little areas. The area, as far as I know, can be as tiny as this. Yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. A lot of it's just going to be a lot of trial and error and playing with it on your part and exploring the mod and seeing what all you can do with it. I just wanted to give you some generalized ideas and show you the overall concepts of how you use the mod. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for all of your support. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to help support this channel through Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.